I was much more quote unquote educated and could read notes and everything. So he always sat by me and he would hear his part and just instinctively get the part correct. So again, having too much time on my hands as it draws near to our senior year, May and the junior or the senior banquet and all that stuff, I am bored. So the thought hits me that Donnie depends on me a lot. So I'm going to sing off key and blame it on him. So I started singing. I remember Mrs. Lice, our choir teacher, stopped, said, "Who is that?" And I look over at Donnie and accuse him of it. He doesn't know, he's not any the wiser, because if I said he's singing off key, then he trusts me for that's the way it is. So second time we start and I do the very same thing again. She stopped on this time. I realized that she knows something is up. So when she starts the third time, I've learned my part and everything. I'm right back on key. The thing was, if Donnie listens to this will be the first time he knows about this story.
And of course, my greatest accomplishment I felt was being put into the green tea group. That was the highlight, I think, of my high school.
Okay. Yep. Donnie, I just want you to just break wide open.
Honey, I'll tell you, I was very lucky to get out. Like I told you, I was on the man to go car to the 6th and 7th grade party.
Yep.
Everybody else, their parents dropped them off. But anyway, I can't say enough about it. I had a great time. I was into something constantly. We didn't mean to hurt anybody, of course, but we was pretty mischievous. And I had some great teachers, and I had some didn't care a whole lot for. But most of my classmates, I loved all of them. And I've always been real quiet, so that probably was one of my biggest problems. I probably should have talked a little more, but
yeah, you
but
were
I did.
shy.
I was kind of shy.
Well, you just mentioned, Sheree, do you have a favorite
cheerleading and green tea?
Okay. Donnie, we have to go back to you because you said something that I want to focus on, and that was, I already forgot.
That comes with our age.
It'll come to you later.
I know it'll come back to me.
No.
We were close knit bunch.
Yes, we were.
And but you mentioned something while you all were just sitting around here, and I want you to go back and relive some of the fun times that we had. Well, you said you were just glad to graduate, so let's go back and get you graduated. Then we'll go back and laugh about it. But you said that you were just glad to get out of here. There was a time when poor Mr. Brewster was just about to say you couldn't graduate, and Brenda here started taking up a petition.
Yep.
And so, Brenda, you need to talk about that petition and how we rallied for old Don.
Well, we did. We took up the petition. We got the names on it and everything, and got him put back in school.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was basically it.
But it worked.
Thanks to Rhonda, she did his homework.
Yeah.
And
So,
were we going to do a walkout? I think we were going to do a walkout.
We were, yeah.
So we were kind of a rebellious little bunch, weren't
Oh,
we?
yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit.
Probably the only thing saved my life. Y'all done well. Like I said,
We got you out there.
I don't know how they done that. I was quiet.
I mean, you do have to tell the story of Mr. Brewster and when his son was.
Oh God.
Oh yes, that's a
Yes.
must.
Well,
That's on the list.
I'll go ahead and tell you. I mean, he never did like me, and that's behind us. But I was tardy. Went into class went into the office that morning. Peggy Lawson was there. She said, "Donnie, you're late again." I said, "Yes, ma'am, Peggy. I'm tardy." And she gave me, tardy slip and all that. She said, "Donnie, did you hear that Mr. Brewster had his little newborn baby yesterday?" I said, "No." I said, "I didn't know that." I said, "Let me ask you a question." I said, "Did he wear glasses and bat his eyes?" About that time, Mr. Brewster came out of the office, which I didn't know he was in there. He turned about 3 sheets agreeing, and I got my tardy slip, and out the door I went. So the next period, I was going up the hall. He called me in the office and threw me out for not wearing socks.
Mhm.
So I had 3 more days to go fishing.
It didn't hurt your feelings a bit, did it?
No, it didn't hurt me a bit.
Well, while we're on to some of these stories, because you got pulled out, we're right across in the home ec department where the home ec department used to be.
Right.
We had scheduled to be in the library where nothing, I don't think, good ever happened in the library for us, did it?
Checking out
That's where they had books and stuff like
That's,
that.
yeah.
I never
So-
was-
Yeah, I don't think you ever went in.
I never
So,
was
tell
in-
me the story about how many times you were in Mr. Brewster's office, and what you, I want to hear this firecracker story in the
Oh, the
bathroom.
firecracker story. This has actually happened. Of course, we've done it a lot of times. And I was in the middle of it. A lot of times we'd light a cigarette and put it in the windowsill in the boys' bathroom, and lay a firecracker about halfway up it. When that cigarette burnt down, naturally lit that firecracker, and you'd be in class, and you hear that thing go boom, you go off. Well, one day I was in the bathroom, and I don't know who was there before me, but somebody had done it, and I didn't know they'd done it. And about the time I went out of the bathroom, that thing went off. Miss Epperly and all them teachers' head come popping out. So next thing I know, they take me to the office. And I tell Mr. Fields, I said, of course, that was one man I loved. Of course, I wouldn't have got out of there with that thing for him. But anyway, Mr. Brewster's going to throw me out. And I said, I did not do that. I said, I have done it, but I didn't do that. I said, something that scared me as bad as it probably did anybody else. But like I said, Mr. Brewster would throw me out. I've been thrown out for eating a hot dog and drinking the milk outside.
And Ron Wall.
Huh?
Ron Wall.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I've been so much, it's been pitiful. But I got through it.
You did.
You made me a much better boy.
And I don't know if y'all remember or not, but we actually gave Donnie a standing ovation when he graduated.
Yes, yes, we
I
did.
do remember
I think the
that.
entire class stood up, and we did do the
I never
cheers
get
for him.
thank y'all for that. That's when I told him I was going to knock Mr. Brewster out that night.
Yeah, you did.
And Miss Dennis and all of them said, now, Donnie,
And we can't do that.
you can't. I said, yep. I said, when he gives me that diploma, I'm going to turn him for a flip. Which I really wasn't. But I was letting them think I was. But
Well, he loved
I'll stay in high school.
staying in high school. That was a lot of fun.
I don't remember
You know, we
anymore.
really did have fun. And,
oh, yeah. Good
It
fun.
was fun,
Good
and
fun.
we
not
were,
having that testing.
yeah, but we were very close.
I do remember that you scored higher on his SAT than I did, and you slept. Do you remember when we came? You came in on a Saturday and you barely made it in time, and I'd gotten there early, and of course I was very serious. And I remember
Making your note cards.
you when it started, you colored in and laid and went to sleep. And when the scores came back, he scored higher than I did. I was
Hey,
like,
What's he doing? Just all things?
When you
All
got it
things?
together, you don't remember none of this. That's
No,
what's scary.
that's what's scaring me. I go any, mighty mo.
It's like one time when Rhonda did your book report.
Oh, Lord.
And Miss Phillips looked at him, she says, Donnie, she says, your handwriting has really improved. And Donnie said, yes, ma'am, I've been working on it. And it was Rhonda's handwriting.
There was another good one too, Miss Phillips. I tell you, she was a sweet.
Yeah.
I tell you, I had all good ones. I had said most of my teachers. Miss Chambers still come to me under her wing.
Did you take Latin?
No, that's got thrown out in English.
You got
I had to do English and Latin.
Well, who was it that dropped the frog down from the second floor?
that would be James Brown.
That was James?
Mhm. In chemistry, or not, it's
Biology,
biology. Miss Hale.
Miss Buchanan.
Miss Buchanan.
Tied a frog on a
With
big
that
long
red
string.
lipstick.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason I couldn't run with them. They kept me in trouble. I'm telling you. I said, don't y'all do
They held
that.
you back.
I said, don't y'all do that.
Oh, Donnie, that reminds me, you told me a story about tying one of the,
Hard Rock, JRP.
yes,
Yeah,
tell me
I
about
tied him
that
to the
story.
shade. He was sitting in front of me, Miss Phillips' room, and,
Uh-huh.
you know, more long shades, had more long. He sat in front of me, so I just went through them belt loops and around his chair and tied it up real good, and that bell rings. Hard Rock jumps up, shade comes down, chair turns over hard. Miss Phillips said, Donnie Hagy. She was a sweetie. Oh,
Now we might as well, since we're down on this floor, we might as well talk about the incident with Miss Lewis, and that is absolutely priceless.
Yeah,
So you might as well
she
just tell us
she
that.
was a good one. But you know, she was like me. She's pretty hefty anyway. But she was a sweetheart. But she was at the board. I don't know what she's putting something on her. I had that cloth every time she'd reach up. I'd rip that thing a little bit. She'd go again, start writing, and finally I hit the thing a little thumb. But anyway, make a long story short, she thought her dress was splitting, and the next thing I know, you were probably in there.
Yeah, she went running
Out
out
of
of
that
the
room she goes.
She thought her dress was wide open. You know.
So you got by with that one.
Oh yes, got by with that one.
Yeah, nobody ever told them.
Uh-huh.
We never
just
told
Well, the
them.
truth is told now.
Yeah.
We just played dumb one on.
Yeah, we never told them.
I'll tell you, those songs will never be beat. I don't care what they can do. They
I
got
thought they
songs
were-
today that I see their lips moving, but I can't understand the word they say. But you take those old songs back in the '60s, the Temptations and all those, My Girl and all those, they sang it from the heart. It had meaning.
Yes.
And we
Yeah,
had
you could learn.
dances. You know, we had lots of dances down in the cafeteria.
Oh Lord,
We
Yeah.
had real bands.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
fun.
I don't think it ever die myself. I think that old music will stay with us.
I hope so.
It will.
Brenda, any
Age and Aquarius brings back green tea
Okay.
because that was one of the songs that we sang.
About high school or from elementary all the way through. JFK was killed. Man landed on the moon. Roe v. Wade, Woodstock, and sit-ins and rebellious time. What was the most rebellious thing that you all did?
My dad was a cop.
Can you say it all? Can you
I'm
say it?
taking the fifth.
You're gonna borrow my thing.
I did skip school one day with
Okay,
some
yeah,
friends.
yeah.
And Coach Conley drove by. We were all going down to Doc Cover's to play basketball there.
That was more
And
fun.
Coach Conley came by and he just waved. And he didn't turn us in or anything. And we went ahead and had a good day. But nowadays if that happened, I'd
Oh,
be
you're being
suspended from
hurt.
school.
Y'all probably remember Dick Hilton. He was in True or Not. Y'all remember him?
Oh,
I don't think
I
I
didn't
do.
We got off the bus. You know, back then you get off the bus.
Uh-huh.
They stopped down at the end of Whit's Mill, and then Tim get off. We figured we ain't going to school that day, so we're going to thumb to Bluefield. First car we thumbed, that's who it was, the truant officer. And he knowed me, and I knowed him, and he said, Mr. Hagy, where you headed this morning? I said, well, we were heading to Bluefield. I said, I figure we're heading back to Tazewell High School. He said, yep, that's where we're going. Oh,
I guess mine's like Sherry, it was
Skipping
school one day, yeah. We weren't real rebellious.
I was always scared to do that, but
Now do you remember when they would line us up on the stage and measure our skirts?
And remember we
And
pulled them
what we
down.
would do is, we would
Roll
roll
up.
back up.
Oh, I
and
remember.
they would pull them down. I say, roll them up.
We did. In fact, there's a picture of us in one of the
Yeah.
annuals.
Claire was getting measured.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
That's in green tees.
Yeah,
Miss
because
Slice
Miss
was
Slice wanted
measured.
all of us on the front row to have the same length.
And then we had pantsuits. You couldn't wear.
couldn't
It had to
wear, yeah.
match. Your top had to be the same.
We couldn't wear blue jeans
Right, couldn't have blue jeans.
until our senior year. We were allowed to wear
I
blue
don't
jeans.
remember that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was a big thing to get
Yeah.
to wear.
Yeah.
We had to wear
I remember
dresses.
measuring them
Yeah.
skirts, so.
And
Well-
you had to have hose.
Yep.
And,
I know, them things used to worry me to death. I hate them.
I've got a quick story about that measuring the skirts. Mom taught somewhere out North Tazewell. I guess she was there by then. And in junior high, we do the same thing. We roll our skirts down. Well, I got sent to the office because mine was too short. Well, by the time Mom got to the school, I had unrolled it and it was appropriate. My mother was so,
Got furious, didn't she?
yeah, that's a better word.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to
you
use.
called me here.
So